What is going on, all-terrain nation? From all things two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or whatever you drive, this is your show. This is the all-terrain nation, and I've got a special guest tonight. We've got the wife in board, and she's got the Bronco hat on tonight. And there's probably a good reason she has the Bronco hat on, because we've been fighting over colors a little bit. And what's up, Joe Taylor, moderator extraordinaire?
Howdy.
Kelly, we cannot seem to choose a color on a Bronco, right?
You mean we fought a little bit? I think we fought a lot.
we have. When I say fighting, I don't mean
our
like,
fighting is not fighting.
Right. I mean, those bruises are completely different. They're
Wow.
not related. Not really on me. I mean, oh, all you see is a black screen. That would be because I didn't do that, Joe Taylor. Sorry.
Let's try that again.
Sorry. It's the new software. Just when you think you get used to the last software, you update it, and
He got cocky.
I did get cocky, but so Joe Taylor, hopefully you can see that now much better. So I had to bring in the wife a little bit on this one, because for one, this is our fun car, and we're gonna share this car. So like, it can't just, if it was everything I wanted, it'd be $60,000 and probably a no-go. She's saying,
We all know who controls the purse strings.
That's right.
Purse strings.
She's saying that would be a no-go. So I had to compromise a little bit.
Wow. Had to compromise. It's such a compromise.
It is, but no. In reality, like if we offered this thing, more than likely you'll drive it more than I will, because it's just you. I just enjoy like getting you out there and kind of pushing you to your limits a little bit. And no fears, guys. I will go have some fun with this thing, and it'll be a competition probably to who puts the dent in the thing first. And hopefully...
I'm not fighting on that one. I literally just put my first dent in my Xterra, a year and a half ago or so?
Yeah, something like that.
So, yeah, and it couldn't be helped. It wasn't like that's not a hey, I want to do that kind of a thing. So I don't.
Yeah, it was.
That won't be a no.
I was quite proud of you though when you did do that. Like, you just was like, I said, hey, you put a dent in your door there, and she was like, okay, and just kept moving on. And I got it on video, and I was like, yes, because she cannot say, you did that to me. You did that to me. You guided me right into that thing.
Well, it's not like you can undo it once it's done. And like to take it, to be honest, for it to go that long in the trails that we drive on sometimes, to go that long, I call that an accomplishment.
Right. But so we'll get into a little bit. I've talked to you guys a little bit about this, but since Kelly's on here, so I kind of shocked Kelly when I said, hey, I think I want to buy a Bronco. Your family was in town. I was watching the reveal. I was just like blown away by that reveal. What's up, Frank B? And I just kind of went downstairs. I watched that reveal probably 3 times before I came downstairs, and I thought about it, and then I let it go for a day, and the next day, I think it was, I told Kelly, I didn't even ask her. I was just like, hey, I put $100
No, you didn't.
deposit.
No. You came down and and you grabbed your wallet, and I said, why are you grabbing your wallet? And I said, well, I'm putting it down on a Bronco. And I said, you're doing what? And I ran upstairs behind you and watched you do it. So it wasn't like I stopped him from doing it.
Oh, no, I didn't. I wouldn't mean you were trying to stop me.
No, but it was honestly, he showed me the video, or he showed me.
I did make her watch it.
He did. He was like, look at this. Like, this is crazy. And I won't say I got goosebumps, but as close to goosebumps as you can get without getting goosebumps by seeing it, because that's really what we've wanted in a vehicle for a really long time. It's a good hybrid between and our Xteras and our Nissans or whatever. So it's a good hybrid between it. And
yeah.
And like I've actually talked to a couple people about this on when people go, oh, you're gonna get a Bronco. I was like, yeah, here's the thing is, like, when we were a lot younger, we liked to wrench on our vehicles. Don't get me wrong, we still do like to wrench on it, but the idea of coming to the house already pretty much ready to roll is really, really nice idea as we've gotten older too. So it's
and like you were saying, like once again, I don't mind. I don't want to go just, especially stupid things that break. Those are the worst. Like, just things that you just knew better when you did it. Those are the kind of things that kind of suck a little bit. But overall, Yeah, like you were saying, I don't want to have to. I want something fairly new. Now our Xterra that we have, and it's been a good. That thing has been a very dependable vehicle. Other than we had a weird uh, electrical leak of sorts that I ended up finding it down to an LED we had installed. Other than that, that truck has been pretty rock solid. We put a couple batteries in it, and I still think it was, if I would have figured out the electrical where it was shorting out, that we would have never put but one battery in the thing, and we've lifted it and had all kinds of fun with that thing. What is up, Room Mesh? But I've once we've kind of thought, okay, this is for us. Obviously, we were looking at two-door. If you watch the first video of this series, it was a two-door, and we both talked a little bit about it. But like, well, at this point in our lives, like we have one child here, and she's about what? She's what, 10?
10 and a half.
Yeah, so she'll be 11 this coming year, and easy for her to get in and out of it, and it would just be something smaller for us. But then, after talking with Luke with Lifestyle Off-Road, and then, like, you said we'd talked about this, but I don't really remember us talking that four-door was probably the more practical thing, and even for just resale, I think, ultimately, is, because if you look at the four-door Wranglers, they go like hotcakes, man. And the two doors, you can still find two doors. And I just think ultimately, not that we're buying this thing to resell it, but I won't say it's an investment, but you also don't want to lose as little as you can on one of these things. But so I thought I would bring Kelly in here to see if we all three of us here, the audience and Kelly and I, can somewhat come to a conclusion on a color, because I showed you some colors. We were going down the road today. We were going to a Cars and Coffee, and I showed Kelly. I said, "Oh, there's the red, or there's the blue, the
Antimatter blue."
Yeah, and because you see them in these pictures, it just doesn't do us justice. So let's get into this just a little bit. Hopefully this thing is we'll make it just a little bit bigger, because why do you don't want to see my face?
You don't want to see mine too.
Let's see there. All right, so bam, fix that. All right, so I fixed it. There we go. All right, so last time we talked, it was looking like we were leaning kind of towards Black Diamond a little bit. And, of course, you haven't weighed the options like I have, but obviously, of the two of us, you're the wisdom when it comes to finances. I'm generally unless it's like we fight over it. If it's her car purchase, I usually do the negotiating. If it's mine, or she does it for me, because we get a little attached to things.
Except for when you bought my Xterra. You didn't negotiate my Xterra at all. You just went, okay, let's take it and let's go. And I was like, why did you negotiate that a little bit? Because he doesn't know what he has.
Well, we did get a hell of a deal on that.
We did, but you still could have negotiated just a little bit. Again, see the finances, yeah.
Yes.
But we do. I negotiate his vehicles. He negotiates mine typically, unless there's an emotional connection, and then we're just screwed.
But I think Black Diamond, for the things we've weighed out, we know, for one, let's just get into the Black Diamond here a little bit. So we know this thing will be off-road.
Yes.
We do plan on taking this thing off-road. Obviously, we want to keep it as nice as possible. But we know instantly when you buy these things, we modify them like crazy. The Xterras, the Jeeps we've had, we went and modified them right away. And once again, I'm getting a little older, and Papa Boyd here just may not want to go through all the headaches if I don't have to. And the only headaches about lifting vehicles to me is once you start putting larger tires on them, is the gearing situation. And I mechanically, I'm okay. I can do about anything, but I'm never setting gears. It's a skill that I don't have, nor do I want. It's a pain in the ass, but why do it if we can go straight from the factory to 35s? And when we do that, let's go explore this model. We don't have to worry about gearing, Kelly. So we know now that we're going to go. Oh wait, I gotta go back.
I say you gotta change it to a four-door.
I'm so used to not doing that.
Oh, and I will while he's playing with this too. I'm actually in the forums too, and people will be like, "Do you want the 4 or should I get the 2?" And I said, I tell all of them, if you are teetering between a 2 and a 4, if you have adult friends, think of your adult friends. Are they going to want to climb in the back of your vehicle in a 2-door vehicle? Probably not. So just kind of something, not that you're buying the vehicle for your friend, but from a practicality perspective, you want to kind of think about that too. That's kind of a big thing for me. And plus, is our, like he said, our daughter will be 11 next year, so she's going to get older, and it's going to be easier. Again, not that we're buying the vehicle for her comfort, but at the same point, it makes sense in the long run.
Because we plan on running to Moab and some things, and obviously, two-door wouldn't be too bad, but we got to think about carrying things with this thing too. So, all right, so we know I've got to go right to Sasquatch on this thing. So yes, we're going to add that price to that thing. Now this is where it gets tricky, and we both know I think hardtop is definitely an option. Where'd it go? There it is. And for $700 in the scheme of things, when
we're not doing the deadening though, are we?
No. For the scheme of things, for what it costs, $700, and when you figure you're financing this thing 5 to 6 years or whatever it is, like that means nothing. So hardtop is where it's at. Plus, at some point I think we'll do the beamy top or whatever they call them with the mesh and stuff, so we can run around with the top on, but still not get completely ate up. But last time we talked, guys, I was leaning towards that red pretty good. But where are you guys? Let us know in the comments here. Obviously, Joe Taylor loves the red. Ramesh loves the red. Frank B, can't remember what you had told me last time, the colors you'd like, but we'll get into these colors just a little bit. So, all right, first off is Shadow Black. Now, Kelly, we've had a lot of black vehicles.
We have.
I mean, it's a great color when it's new and shiny, but if you do not keep up a black finish, forget it. And your Xterra was a black one. My Xterra was a black finish. My G35 was
like crazy.
Yes,
all of them were.
Shows everything. So we definitely, black is not in our thing of looking at, but white. I like white vehicles for some reason. I don't know. It's that stormtroopery look. It's just a real clean look to me. But why not white?
Because it reminds me of every rental that is driving down the road.
I don't think these are going to be rentals.
I know
though.
These aren't going to be rentals, but that is what a white vehicle tells me. That is the most stock that sat on a dealership lot, and they had to sell it, and they sold it for cheap. I'm sorry. It's the aesthetic for me. It's like, you have things that you associate with it, and the white for me that's what it's associated with.
Well, I think with the top and everything, it looks really, really clean.
And maybe just, a little bit of an OJ Chase on a Bronco in a white.
Yeah, but you could somehow do the license plate, juice or something like that.
I don't want the juice on it.
What?
No.
Come on, but I do think though I think the white it's a really good looking. Let's take the doors off. I love their interactiveness of their website.
It's going to be a hard no on white.
Jeez, but that white and black together, man. Look at that. No. That's Stormtrooper Central right there, man.
Yeah, remember I wasn't the Star Wars girl.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sorry, guys.
You ruined it for yourself.
I did. All right, so let's put the roof back on and the doors back on because Kelly said no on that. All right, now, this one is Antimatter Blue. Now, this is a tough color to choose from because right there looks great. Like, just looks shiny and really cool. And then you got to see this color in person today. What was your...
If the one I saw today was Antimatter Blue, I'm passing on it. Because there wasn't enough excitement to it. Like, I don't know.
Well,
it was very dull.
We saw it on an F-150 too.
We did.
So.
We saw it on an F-150. But even so, that color to me, even looking at that on the F-150, even if it was like the cleanest, brightest, it just doesn't give enough oomph to it. Like, I don't know how else to explain it other than that.
Yeah, it's a color that...
It's very dull.
Yeah, it looks black a lot of the times. Like, there was certain lights, when you would see it, it would just look black. And then, like, you would get into where there was a glare and you could see sort of the blue to it.
Which I don't have a problem with that because I think that's kind of cool that it has the differences. I don't know. It just, literally, the color just didn't pop enough. Like, there was something about it that it just didn't pop.
Right. But what if we pulled the roof off and the doors off here and we just kind of look at that? That is a good look right there. Now, if it was sort of that lighter, like it had some of that feel to it, most definitely. But... I can't remember. Ford has said one of these blues is actually going to be a late production. And I want to say it was the Antimatter Blue that I read about, but I could be wrong.
But then somebody recently in the forum said it wasn't that one. It was a different one.
And we'll obviously when we go see our salesman, we'll clear some of that up a little bit.
Hopefully they'll have the colors and stuff in hand a bit so we can make a better decision.
Right,
too.
which if you didn't know, I believe is December 7th is when you actually the order list goes live and you can get your orders in. And I want to say this too about that. Just because you're the first one at your dealership, the first one in America that gets that order put in, does not guarantee you're the first one built, because Ford has said time and time again, their orders are based on your reservation. So I've seen a bunch of people fighting on these forums right now about, oh, I've got my order in, or I did this and I did that, and you're like, for one, no, you didn't.
Because you can't till December
Right.
7th.
I know Ford employees can, I think, get some orders in, but nothing. I don't think it's a done deal with them. But guys, do not fight over I'm going to be the first, because for one, who cares? If you want this vehicle because you're passionate about this vehicle, once you get it, that's all you care about. If you're a YouTuber or a journalist like I am, like, yes, I need to get mine as quick as possible, but at the end of the day, I know there's even a pecking order for journalists to get these things, and I'm low on the list of that order right now. So I'm not going to stress about it. I did read something today, though, that they thought production was actually going to go in earlier than they thought.
Yes, I read that too.
Because what happens, and I've been in the manufacturing process for cars, is they'll run some, and they're doing trials right now on this thing. They run a handful, and while they're doing trials, they're slowly training people to build these, because these are always built on the same line as, like, this one in case is Ranger. So obviously there's different things about it, and they just build them like, here's a Ranger, the next one is a Bronco, then maybe two Rangers. There's no rhyme to reason, because it's on time. When they do these, it's all on time parts delivery. So
they don't say today we're building Broncos.
Yes.
They say, okay, this one is a Bronco, this one's
right, which is a very old school process. They used to do that. You used to only run whites one day. They would run red cars, and because it was, you had a paint booth you had to clean, and now it's the mess of those paint booths is so not there, and with robotics and everything, it's just no problem. But I hate seeing people fight over this thing, and one group in particular, man, they like, I love people also, Kelly, they're well, hey, does anybody know how hard it is to take the grill off? And you're like, what? Like, you would think this thing had been out for years. Some of the things we read about this of, oh, how hard is it going to be to put a 37-inch tire on it?
Well, and what's funny to me, too, is they're already starting to trade parts on it.
Yes.
Like, somebody wants a black diamond and somebody wants this. And they're like, I really want the grill of this one, but somebody have the grill of this one. Do they want to trade? And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, this isn't going to go down like that. One of you is going to decide not to buy the vehicle.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, why are you trading already?
Yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So guys, do not fight over this thing. But so Kelly, you're saying the blue is after seeing it today, you don't think that
you didn't go live over there.
Yeah, I will. After seeing it today, sorry, director.
Sorry. He's following directions.
But after seeing it today, probably.
Yeah, probably not. I'm probably going to pass on antimatter.
And some of these colors too, I know will look different when you see these vehicles live and in person. They're going to look different. Even from what you see in these pictures, like the orange, when you see that orange in a color corrected video, which, do not get me wrong, those Bronco videos are way color corrected. They've boosted up those colors. They want that orange to pop when you are watching that and get goosebumps, and well, we'll get to the orange, but they want that to get you excited. Those colors have been heavily color corrected to make it look pop like that. So I think people, if you've seen the Ranger in person with that orange, not in my opinion, not good. But let's get into another color. So, oh man, this one's gonna be rough.
No.
So, Cactus Gray, Kelly. I gotta put the doors and roof on. We gotta look at this one hard. All right, this is from day one. This has been the color for me. I love this color. It's a very 60s color. I'm a guy that was. He was
born in the wrong generation, or
yes.
He was born in the wrong decade.
Right. I'm very much a child from the 60s, and not hippie like or anything. I just love the Art Deco stuff. The colors, those appeal to me. And so when I seen this what they're called, I call this more of a blue than a gray. I mean, when you see it right here in these pictures,
It's
anyways.
like a seafoam green to
Right.
me.
I love this colors. Guys, what do you think of the Cactus Gray? I think our buddy Car Jeep loves this color, if I remember right.
Car Jeep.
I think this is one of those hidden gems of a color because, for one, we know a bunch of people are going to go for either the black or white, things like you were saying that are just everyday colors you see, or just a normal red, or obviously Area 51 seems to be a really, really popular color. But I think this one is just kind of going to be different. And what stops you really from this?
This reminds me of, and all you guys may not remember this. This is more of like a girl observation, but this is more like when we decided we were going to wallpaper our entire house, or we were going to put green carpet all over our house and things like that. To me, this color is not going to stand the test of time.
Oh,
you're
this
going to
is
get
classic.
tired. No, to me, you're going to get tired of it. In this color, you talked about potential resale value.
Mhm.
I don't think that this is potential resale value.
Really?
Because, like you said, a lot of people are going to be going for the Area 51 or these different colors and things like that. How many Jeeps have we seen around town that have a different color on them and they just sit? They sit and they sit and they sit because people don't want...
Like what color, though?
I'm sorry, but the purple.
Well,
the purple one we've seen.
But there's no purple.
sit.
Let's be honest. There's no purple in this list.
No, but we've seen, like, colors... Sorry, Ramesh, I know you want royal purple. But we've seen, like, the standout colors. And I could be completely wrong. I have no qualms about saying that. But I just... And with me driving it most every day, you know that I'm going to be the one that drives it the most. You already said it at the beginning of the video. Let's be honest. It's not news.
I said we have to share this.
It's not news. Or maybe that's your selling point to say we're getting a Bronco.
Guys, you know what we've talked about. Let's just, that's...
We've been married almost 14 years. There's no... But I don't know. It just, to me, it's very seafoam to me. And it's going to...
But the thing I do like about this color is, let's put the doors in, with that roof, because Ford has said they're only offering in this molding color right now, which is kind of a dark gray. It works very well with this color. Which they all seem to, but till you really see this roof in person, I think that might be a little iffy too. But I don't know. I think it's so unique, and it kind of bums me out that this would be the color I would choose. Right, if Ford said I need your answer right now, this would be the color I'd probably choose.
And just so you all know, I'm going to that meeting that says...
Oh yeah. I need a
This
camera
is the
person, so she's
final.
gonna be my camera person.
Wow. Somebody better have a camera on me, too, when you say, okay, let's sign on the dotted line for Cactus Gray.
It's like a punch in the back of my head.
Yeah, no.
But I do love this color, but clearly we're never gonna come to terms on this particular color. Yeah, matte finish on that would be great. Let's see. All right, so now we've got iconic silver. Now, normally I am not a silver guy at all. Like, for whatever reason, silver does not work for me. But this thing is such a throwback vehicle that the silver actually doesn't look too bad in this thing. It I mean, yeah, it's like you were saying earlier. It's kind of a color that maybe a rental color, or I don't know. But I will say this: I've seen Ford Silvers in person recently, and once again, it's just one of those things where in pictures, in this particular computer generated picture, let's not kid ourselves either. This is a CGI picture.
Right.
That it looks great here, but I have a feeling it's just
Dull.
Yeah, it's just one of those.
It's going to be very antimatter to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be dull to me.
But a silver, like you see silver Jeeps like all over the place. It is a color for if there was a resale.
Yeah, but I don't love it.
Yeah. But it does, so see the blue trim here in the handle there? So that is due to it being a black diamond. So each trim gets their own color. So the black diamond on the side of the truck is in the blue. So that's why they do that. So it actually works well with that color though too, like the accent color of that. It's not too bad, but yeah, I'm never going to fight you on the silver. I think once again in these pictures it looks great. But as far as what we're going to spend a lot of money on this thing,
Yeah.
and And I think that's why I wanted to document this thing very well too, because
Oh, I thought you were gonna say document our conversation
No.
about the colors.
no, but I wanted to document this thing a little bit because it's part of, like, this is things that people don't. There's always people that show how they buy these things
Right.
or do that, but they don't really show you the internal debate about these things. And this is kind of
true.
what I wanted to film this completely, the whole thing. Other than I wish I would have filmed just putting the money down on this thing. Other than that, I wanted to really
You wanted to do it
document.
before I said no.
No, but I wanted to really document this thing and just show, hey, we're not normal in this situation. Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody in a relationship or whatever you're doing, you're answering to another person. It's a team thing here, and I think it's gonna be fun for somebody to go back in a year or two and kind of follow this and go, okay, here's why they did that. But as you,
I think it is funny when I've seen in the groups and stuff where one guy is like, my wife let me or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
like the one guy comes in, he's like, your wife let you. It's like, let you isn't always true, like, dominance let you. Sometimes it's a relationship, negotiation,
Yeah.
essentially. So
Yep. And I will say this too: this purchase will make her parents super happy because they are hardcore Big Three people.
for sure.
I grew up in a Chevrolet household, so when I made my dad cry, literally cry when I bought a Ford F-150 brand new one time. Like, what are you doing with that in my driveway? Like, was not like gonna fight me about it, but he was visibly upset that I bought a Ford. But anyways,
And when I came home with a Nissan after I traded in my Cobalt,
oh
that was,
god, yeah.
I thought I might have been disowned for a little bit on that one.
So definitely both households, household Boyd and household Biggs is very happy by this. All right, so now the I don't know how to say about this one. All right, so this is Cactus, or no, I'm sorry, this is Area 51. Ford's brilliant with the names of these things because the name alone sold this lady on this color.
Shut up.
What? Tell the audience, tell the thousands of people that will potentially watch this, why did you choose this color as the one you were really strong about?
Honestly, like, you look at them in there's a lot of different silvers. There's a lot of different gray-like colors. And I kind of glanced at this one. I was like, I kind of like that. And then I saw the name and I was like, well, that's pretty awesome. Like, I know it's stupid, but I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. But I will not be sold on Cactus Gray for the name.
What if we rename it?
No. It cannot be Area 51 Cactus Gray. No.
What if
Can't
it's just
happen.
Killer Gray?
No.
What if it's Kelly Gray?
No. No,
You
because
could-
that's a green.
Oh, so well, and you say that color is a green. Anyways, so this I will say that it is a good looking color, and this one particularly goes well with the I'm gonna bring this in just a little bit closer for you guys because this is one of the hottest colors that I've seen people kind of talk about on this. So have some patience with me real quick here. And we're going to expand this little thing and make it a little bit bigger for everybody.
It has. There's been a lot of negotiation with this in the forums.
There
and
we
stuff.
go. All right, so I think this color, which is weird because this is one of the colors Ford showed in the reveal. They did this and they did the orange. This was the 4-door and the orange was the 2-door. And this color, like, it was out of nowhere. Like, like this isn't a color. If you gave me a palette of vehicle colors and said, "Hey, choose the next 6 or 7 colors for the Bronco," I don't know that this one would have been out of all the palette of colors. But you're right. This is a great color on this thing. Once again, we'll scroll through here. You can see how it goes well with the top. It really does. It's the top sort of matches with it. Obviously you can see it here in the shiny light. It looks cool. Let's take the doors off here and let's take that roof off. The black accents with the vehicle, it seems to go well with those. Even the trim rings around the wheels, it does pop. This makes this vehicle really, really pop. And even let's get there. You can see the little blue accent there. Doesn't bother with the vehicle at all. Looks great. And overall, yes, this is a great color for this thing. But we had to duke it out about Cactus Gray. I mean, I just can't give into this color. Just like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's a pretty cool color. But I think what does turn me off about this color, though, is this is the color I see more people online
talking about.
And we all like we've owned Xteras, so we like to be weird kind of people anyways. We like the oddity vehicles. So we kind of have a thing for wanting to be a little different. Now,
Yeah,
that
I
doesn't
guess.
mean we're going to bro status this thing and put like 15 LED bars on the top of it and then, put 40s under it. Like, not that different. But I don't want to go into don't want to come out of Dick's Sporting Goods and then there's a row, row
Oh my
of,
gosh.
and the only way you can tell them apart is
Seriously?
when you hit your remote and yours flashes and yours is the one on 35s, not the one on 33s. I don't want to do that's.
So you want to be the one that everybody looks at and goes, I don't really know about that Cactus Gray. Like,
Of
why'd
course
he go
I
with,
do.
Why'd he go with Cactus Gray?
Because I will be an individual out there.
I don't want to be the one that people look at and go, why did she go with Cactus Gray?
What?
No, here's the thing. Like, it's funny because with my Xterra, it is my Xterra.
Mhm.
I drive it.
Not
I've
mine.
modded
Not
most
mine.
of it.
Yeah.
I've modded most of it.
And I purposely made you have hands on deck on that one.
And I drive it. I wheel it. But every single time we go somewhere and a guy has a question about it, they look directly at him and go, "Hey, is that your truck out, or is that your Xterra?" And da 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 da.
And I'm like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, he does, and he continues
No,
to answer the
I don't.
questions most of the time.
I'm
But I'm not gonna jump in and be like, "Well, that's actually mine." But I have done that.
You
I have actually jumped on him. It's like, yeah, it's actually mine.
Yeah.
But just the same is I don't want to be driving around Cactus Gray and people look and go,
The hate-
man, how'd she let her husband buy that?
Guys, the hate here for this color, man. this is why I needed you guys to be a part of this because help me here, help me help you kind of thing. Or
I don't
help
know
you,
how
help
that
me.
helps them.
Help you help me kind of thing because yes, this is but really though it is a good color and if there wasn't a couple other options, Cactus Gray, I would probably be all over this thing. Let's see. Flytrap says Cactus Gray would have never have thought Cactus Gray, green. Yes, gray. Yes, I'm kind of with you
I
on that.
agree.
Fly.
It's like a seafoam green.
Yeah, it's. But once again, I'm a child born in the wrong era.
He
so.
was born in the wrong decade.
All right. So overall, Kelly, if you.
I'm still drawn to this, but I'm not 100%.
Okay.
Because I am, I'm a gray girl. Like,
No.
if I could have bought my black Xterra off the lot, it would have been
that Night Armor.
the Night Armor gray. It would have been the dark gray. So for me, this is almost even like pushing my boundaries a little bit on color because it's a little greener than I like, but yet at the same point, I don't like the other grays. I know I'm totally contradicting myself. Welcome to Woman.
Yeah, Battleship Gray works if there's a turret.
Well, you could drive this.
Oh.
No, never mind. I take
No,
it back.
yeah, don't go there. All right, so let's see. The next color is. All right, here was Carbonized Gray, and this was sort of it's a good segue because you were talking about gray.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good compromise, I think, for us initially because I've told her I'm done with black vehicles or really dark vehicles because of especially off-road vehicles. Like you said, they just
For sure, Ethan. Happy wife, happy life. That's right.
They show everything, and we know this is we're going to go have fun with this thing. And so this was sort of a compromise, even though I know, yes, it's still going to show pinstripes. It's still going to, everything. I thought it kind of gives Kelly the gray, like you were just talking about. It kind of gives you the gray that you're happy with. And the thing I think this color really goes well with is the top. Like the top.
If you have not caught on, he's so stuck on this top.
Well,
he hates the fact that it's the same top for every color.
As do I think a big portion of the buying audience that was
Just
really upset
saying.
with guys, please I bet half of you wanted that black painted roof on this thing, and with Ford saying it's later year option, it's just pissed so many people off, man. Just like you've read everybody be mad about it. But the gray top, like the top is important to go with the vehicle. I don't want some pink anything, and then you got like a starfish pink or something.
Starfish pink.
Like a SpongeBob SquarePants yellow roof on it.
I knew what you were going for.
It does matter somewhat.
But I think what you don't realize is gray is the new black.
Okay, I thought that was orange was the new black.
Wrong show. No, gray is the new black from a perspective of it goes with everything. So I think that that's their thought here, is that they're thinking gray's fine because gray goes with everything.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what color we put on the vehicle, the gray's going to look fine, which I think it looks fine. Yes, do I think what they showed in concept would do very well in the market? Absolutely. But I also think that they're looking at from a practicality perspective, why would we have 80 bajillion options?
Well, of course, and I mean, obviously, when Ford came out with this, there's always that bit of, I hope we didn't F this up.
Right. Well, yeah, because they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, there's just development cost. Developing any brand new vehicles, I've said this on my other show many times, is $1 billion to develop a brand new vehicle. So everybody gets upset with, like, why did Toyota go with BMW to call it a Supra and this and that? Is because there is, especially now more than ever, there's a lot of risk. There's so many good cars out there anymore. Like if you want a sports car, you know, used to be the supercars were like, well, yeah, they're fast, but they're temperamental. They're not anymore. Like, everybody is building a solid vehicle, and so yeah, there's a little bit of risk here, but I think Ford, since they copied the original Gen 1 of this thing, like, it was a safe bet, but colors can make or break a vehicle. So you're definitely right on that. But you got to take the doors and roof off on this thing. I think with the roof off, it's weird how some vehicles look completely different with their roofs off, and this one just, like, I don't know, the roof rails just seem to kind of blend in a little more. They don't stand out as much to me for some reason. But this was kind of a few weeks ago, this was kind of our color, right?
Yeah, but as I'm seeing more and more of Ford colors.
Yes, in real life.
In real life, I'm starting to really question choices of the things.
Of brands? Wait. Time out, Ford. If you're looking,
knock out this hat. No, I'm questioning, like, because we've only seen concept and we've only seen people's pictures of when they've gone, and we know lighting is crazy and we know whatever. I start to question what these colors are going to look like when they come out, because I've seen this on a vehicle on the road, and to me it's great on a car, but I don't know that it sells me on a Bronco.
Right. And once again, this is one of those colors I've seen that sort of looks dull when you actually see it in person. It's
much like, and that's the best way to put it, and we may have said this when we were talking about antimatter, but that's, to me, antimatter is very dull in comparison to what I expected it to be. So I'm really kind of leaning away from Carbonized Gray too.
Okay. Well, guys, once again, let us know is that the color for you, or have we not got there yet? Because next up,
and no judgment.
Yes, next up is the tough one. I'm going in reverse because
you would.
Because they know. Now this is the Velocity Blue, and this may be the one that I'm thinking that it's building. Yeah, they've pushed to a later date. Now let's put. I
think I read that as well.
And now from day one, I've known Kelly. Electric blue has been one of your colors. Like, you like this kind of blue.
My cobalt was blue.
Your cobalt was not. It was a little darker than this, but it was very in this kind of palette. I think this is an excellent color. I really do. Once again, though, I think it's a color that eventually everybody kind of has for a while, and I'm hoping Ford takes the stance of, like a lot of people do, where they have unique colors for that year only.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling this might be one of those, you only get this color in this year. Now,
in the 2021s.
I believe this was on the first edition. This was a launch color that you could choose, but I'm kind of hoping that they kind of force you to go, okay, if I've got to jump on that color if I really want this color. I like this color a lot. I really do.
It's growing on me.
It once again, I know this sounds silly, but it goes with the top. You take that all the stuff off, it still looks great, but the roof, it goes with the roof. Because I've seen some colors that, well, there's like, we'll get to the next color. To me, the roof just makes it look bad. But this one here, I really, really, really like this color. And once again, clearly we're waiting about a year to buy a vehicle that, by this time was said and done. But
are you willing to wait?
Well, we're going to get into that too, because if we're going to wait, you go, well, what's a few more months to wait? But if we wait too long, by the time you receive it, it's this time next year, and the idea of this vehicle is you want the top, you want that convertible feel of this thing.
I want to use it in the summer.
Yeah. and what a bummer would it be to buy this thing and then go, well,
in November.
yeah, here's another wait another 8 months before you can take the top off. Well, not that long, but sorry, it's getting a little hot in here. There we go. All right, so I don't know that I can wait that long for this particular color. And once again, if this one, I like the top with it a lot, but I think this is one of those colors that if it had the painted black top, would just...
You'd be all in.
Yes, I think I would be.
Well, and I think you have to take into consideration as well is that, like we've talked about lighting and everything else. What?
That gray with the yellow top would be a head turner.
Lord. I think you have to take into consideration though is like you're talking about lighting and like we've talked about vehicles we've seen out in the wild, didn't really kind of live up to the expectations. Maybe this does the opposite for you. Maybe
I've
seen it in person.
I've seen this color because they, if I remember right, this is on the Raptor that you can get this color. So we have seen this color floating around, and it is really, really nice. I do like it.
I mean, even with the back, with the lid, not the lid.
The top. Ford Canary Yellow. If there was a Canary Yellow in this truck, you know it. Like
no, we wouldn't.
Oh my God, that would having a banana would be awesome. Anyways,
So you're saying you would divorce me to get a yellow Bronco?
No.
Okay.
But I divorce you. This color is freaking amazing. I really do like this color a lot. And if this is the one that you're waiting on, more power to you. Once again, I need this vehicle too for content. So
yeah. And
I had to wait too long. Like I said earlier, I would never be the first one to get Bronco on the web, which is fine. But this is a long burn for us because this vehicle will definitely, like we did with the Titan, this will definitely be documented of what it's like to own this thing too. Which a lot of your popular YouTuber guys, they own it for 6 months, they dump them, they move on to something else, and you never get a real feel for what it's like. Or if it's some of the other bigger outlets here on YouTube, they get a long-term review at 6 months, and this is what it cost us to drive it for 6 months.
And honestly, 6 months, I wouldn't have given you the same feedback at 6 months as I would have at 2 years or at a year.
Yeah, because once you learn to live with these vehicles day in and day out, it's completely different.
You still love it. You still love it 100% as much as you did the day you rolled off the lot.
Right, but I do really, really like that color a lot. Let's put the doors back on. Let's get over here to the original thing. And because the next color is the one I was instantly told no. And we gotta tease this one a little bit. So this next color, like, she knows me, and like I'm just gonna show right now that I like bright colors. Danny would tell you this. I think Danny has said this a lot. He's like, dude,
it's in that picture in the background too.
Yep. I really, really, really like bright colors. So this next color, Kelly, is...
And I don't like bright colors. How did we ever
You don't like to stand out. Well, I was a musician.
I like to stand out, but I don't like... That's true. Yeah.
So
I was behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I'm the guy always out in front. But...
That you're having to put in line.
Yes. So... if I get it in there, right? There it is. What color is this, Kelly?
No.
No? Cyber orange. Cyber orange. Now, this is a color that, once again, in that color-corrected... oh, my God. I'll get to that in just a second. This is a color that, in that release video, they couldn't have picked a better color to grab attention. I mean, I think that, especially, it's so heavily color-corrected on it, that in that two-door especially...
Yeah.
That I don't why. What is it about vehicles? Sometimes like a 2-door and a 4-door, different colors just seem to do different things for you.
Because there's more area.
But this is the one in the 4-door. I look at it right there in the 4-door, and I'm just like, meh. But in the 2-door, she instantly knew. Like she said, okay, you can buy this thing. We will buy this thing, but it's not going to be that. Like that was rule number 1. And
not. We're not spending X amount of dollars. Yeah. We're not da-da-da-da-da. No. It is not going to be orange.
Right. And I was like, well, damn. I guess we'll just and then I seen all these other cool colors. I was like, okay, I can live with
He was
that.
like, okay, can live.
But this is a good color. Once again, it's a color that in person though is, I think they've even toned it down in this pictures from what I've seen initially to now, that it looks yellow, like mustard yellow there, but in person, man, it's like kind of it's like if you had a bright orange, like the fruit orange, and you left it out and it just faded over time. Like 2 years later, you go, there's the color. That's what it's going to be.
We've seen that. Is that the one that we've seen on like an Explorer or
A Ranger.
A Ranger?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no.
But once again, if this is a color for you, like, that's awesome. I would have probably
it's a
changed.
premium color for me too, so I don't like to spend premium.
Well,
on
and
it, too.
and that is some of the. So there's only a couple colors here that are premium colors, and this particular one is a $600 upcharge for this paint color. Now, once again, in the scheme of things with the roof, we're like, okay, the roofs, that's not bad, but you start premium up everything, and it can get expensive.
Yeah, and like we talked about, we want to roll pretty close off the line and be ready to go. And so, if you add the color and you add all these other options, you have to start going. In a realistic world, you have to say, hey, the channel's not paying for this vehicle.
Right.
So,
right. So like and subscribe is what she's saying.
So, it's not paying for this, so it's coming out of the house. So is it worth that extra $20 a month?
Yeah.
When we're already spending more
Right.
on a vehicle?
But you take the top off and stuff. It's a fun color. It is a very summertime color. Like if you were
Reminds me of sunflowers.
Yeah, if you were beach life or something like that, this would probably be a fun color. Plus, it's not going to be a hot color as far as like heat just bearing down on it. So the seats are already going to burn your ass for that. So, if this was the color for you, let us know in the comments below. But I'm kind of glad like you instantly put your foot down on this one, because I think I would have came to that conclusion
eventually.
This is one of the best things about forcing yourself to wait to buy something is you really have to go through. There's only been one other vehicle, a Honda Element that I bought one time, where like I had to put a lot of thought into the process. A lot of times everybody I think gets kind of like they're driving through a car lot and they're like, oh, let's go look at that, and then the dealer comes out, let's test drive it, and then before you know it, you're signing paperwork and you're like, what the hell did I just do? It's kind of like, I guess, going to a strip club, like get a lap dance, and all of a sudden it's like $500 later. You're like, wait, wrong show. That's Stripper Nation. That's on our new channel, Stripper Nation.
I wasn't aware of Stripper Nation.
But it is a color that I'm kind of glad that I was forced to wait, because if I would have saw this on the lot, say we weren't married or whatever, and I was doing this on my own, I might have instantly bought this color and kind of instantly regretted it too. So
I gotcha.
Really, it is a good color, and if this is a color for you, I'm not crapping on it.
Oh no, not at all. This is totally our opinions based upon our lives.
Yes, yes. But now let's get into this. Is the last two colors are tough ones for me. So this is Race Red. Normally, I would have never, if it's a truck, I would have never wanted a red truck.
Nope.
Car, probably never. I don't know. Something about this Race Red is fun, and there's a bunch of pictures floating around now where there's an Outer Banks. One of the engineers in Michigan's driving one around. It's got the soft top on it, 4-door, and it looks in pictures. This doesn't do it justice. Like that red is so hot, man. It's a really cool color. Once again, the top on this thing goes well with it because it reminds me of my home state and the Buckeyes.
Oh, then you might as well just cut it now.
No, but with the gray top though, gray and red do seem to go together pretty well.
Don't you be putting white seat covers in it.
It's a fun color. And reds, usually reds, you kind of know what you're getting.
Yeah.
It's not one of those colors of like, you're like, oh, damn, this looks purple all of a sudden. Like, no,
right.
Red is a red. There's no...
It's a primary color. There's not too much you can do to primary... I mean, obviously you can, but...
Right.
There's not much you can do to primary colors.
But I kind of was like pushing Kelly towards this in a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it's a plain color, but it's not plain either. Like, there's some excitement to it. I think with the roof and everything off, I think it looks fun. I think because the gray accents
Cuts
here
it up.
breaks it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what are your, because we haven't really delved too deep in this particular color. What are some of your early thoughts on this one?
I don't hate it.
Right.
Like I hate Cactus Gray. Um, I don't hate it. Like I could potentially be swayed.
You could live with this color.
I could probably live with red.
Oh, you heard it there. Well, that was a good show. Let's end this one now.
But I could also thought I could live with the next one that we're gonna do. But then I remember I've seen that color too, and I don't know if I'm in love with it.
Anyways,
I could probably be swayed to red.
Right, and you think too, the aftermarket. Some of these, you're gonna, not us particularly, but people are gonna want aftermarket wheels and stuff,
Right.
and your color choices matter with that a lot.
Right.
I am not putting deep dish chrome wheels in this thing by any means, though. If that's your thing, this probably isn't the show for you. But no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But this, like certain colors, I think would lend themselves to, like matte black wheels, stuff like
Yes.
that. Would look really, really good with this. I think you could take this Bronco riding and redo that. You could vinyl that in a red, and it would be kind of cool. Or just the R, like they were doing their off road for the Bronco R. This one is it's a close color for me. I don't know. I'm completely sold on it, but it's a. If you look at, you guys can't see it, but if you look at that and then you look at that, Kelly, it's the same position.
I know, but I've seen that in person.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not. It dulls out. For me.
Breaking my heart here, woman.
I know. You're welcome.
Breaking my heart. Yes, it is Ramesh. It is very similar to the Wrangler Red, but that's the unfortunate thing about some of these colors they've done. That
have to play
area
it safe a
Area
little.
51 is very Wrangler was doing kind of that battleship gray a little bit. So they're purposely, some of these colors are, they want you to
Competitive.
yes, to kind of have to compete versus Wrangler. I really do. This is a top 3 color for me right now. And obviously we're going to have to kind of go into that just a little bit of our final kind of choices, but I like it. I don't think we'll see a ton initially of this color either. I think it's a color that will be a little bit unique because I haven't seen anybody really talk too much about the race red.
I could say top 3.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that takes us to our last color, and this one is my number 1 color right now, and I'm not a maroon kind of guy at all. like Rapid Red, which is it's a top tier color, so they only charge you $300 for this one. And
It's
why?
probably the metallic.
Well, no, there's a tint they do on. There's a clear coat tint they put on this one to give it that kind of finish. This one here right now is, Kelly, what is on my background on my screen?
Used to be the orange one, but it's not anymore.
Yeah,
It's this one.
It's this one right here. And this is literally, I could you can see my monitor. This is the background on my
Yep.
screen. I like this color a lot. And why I like this color is, for one, I'm a guy from the wrong time period. For some reason, I don't know
Cherry.
what it is. Maybe a little bit of that cherry red.
Mm-hmm.
It's a throwback color to me, and it seems to, with this throwback vehicle, it seems to kind of give me that vibe of the 60s vibe a little bit. That particular stance right there, let's do this. This is what my background screen looks like right now.
Yep.
It's this whole screen, and that looks tough as hell to me. The only thing, and on a side tangent, Ford, put the freaking Goodyear wheels that you're going to sell on this thing on your
build-ups.
CJI build, please, because these tires look wide and just beefy. Those Goodyears are they're horrible to me. They're ugly. Like
They're
that's
not
one.
wide.
They're not. They don't look like this. They don't look like something cool.
They're not aggressive.
Well, they are, but not like we're gonna want. They're probably something we're gonna go right to the dealership or the tire store and exchange out for something.
Wait, what?
Probably a KO2 or something like that.
What?
Anyways, this color here, I like it a lot. The only thing that bothers me about this color is their blue accents in the interior, that little accent. I understand they did this accent colors, like the black diamond that is in the little triangle there, that's its accent color. So each one has their own sort of accent color. Great in theory. When you see it in the vehicles like this, like if I were to pull the black diamond sticker off this thing, I don't know who's going to nerd out and go, dude, you've got a black diamond there. You're like, what? Well, look at the accent color on the one grab handle. You're
Technically, it's a blue diamond.
Yeah, it's a blue diamond. But this is one of those things that I've seen some people the other day talking about, well, I'm sure you could paint it or something. That's really what I want to do is let's go get the Krylon spray paint out as soon as we buy this thing. And we'll start
Yeah.
spray painting, our names all over it too while we're at it. Especially for, you figure at minimum we're into this for $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the last thing I want to do is go have to modify things like that. But great thing about vinyl is now, and we've learned how to do vinyl pretty good well, that could probably be easily fixed. But this is the color for me right now. And they on the show know, I've talked about this color I think quite a bit. Let's see. I prefer Rapid Red over the Race Red. I bet it looks better in person than on the website. Yes. Well, you got to see a Rapid Red today, or this. Rapid
Cars and
Red.
Coffee today.
When we were driving there on the interstate, we seen the antimatter blue, and I don't know if I pointed it out to you, but we were next to an F-150 with this color.
I think that's my challenge with the colors, is because I keep seeing them on F-150s, and I've seen some of these colors on F-150s for so long that for me it's not new.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest challenge that I probably have, and that's just an epiphany that came to me, is that I think that's the challenge I have with some of these colors that I've seen on other Ford vehicles, is because it's been around on multiple models of that F-150.
Right.
And so for me is this going to be a $50,000 vehicle that has a color that's been on vehicles for 10 years?
Right.
So I think that's my challenge with the colors, is that.
Well,
but I'm not ready to go to orange.
Right, and unfortunately, there's only maybe 2 or 3 colors really that you could choose from that's not going to be
exclusive.
Really, probably the Cactus Gray and Area 51 that are kind of exclusive.
Right.
For in the truck line to this. Everything else has pretty much been on everything. I still think though this is a classy color, and it's a color that I think I could ride around town in and just feel like, for what I'm paying for this thing, that. That I'm kind of getting my money's worth. And that's weird that a paint color could make you feel that way. Because,
for sure.
Because if you got, like you were saying, you get a white one, you feel like, great, this was the bargain basement. This was the contractor package color. Why that is, who knows?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good comparison.
Right. And black vehicles are the same way. It's a basic plain color. The top 2 colors of any manufacturers in the automobile world is black, white, and silver. Those are the top 3 choices on any manufacturer. You can go through their metadata, and they will tell you black, white, and silver are their top 3 colors. Now, I think it's actually black, silver, and white is how
in the order
is the order they generally go. But I really do. I think this is the one that I could just feel like, yeah, man, and not hold my head a little higher. Not to be a snob about it, but there is somewhat of a snob appeal, like you're spending your hard-earned money towards these things. You want to feel great about it, and for me, this is the color. So, Kelly, what, as of right now, what are your top 3 color choices? I'm not pinning you down to one right now.
You heard that.
So Kelly's got control of the mouse now, so she's gonna kind of go through these and see what she thinks. Wow, that's such a good color. Ooh, yeah, go to that. No, you want to go right one.
Yeah, see, that one just doesn't pop enough for me anymore.
Well, for right there it does. Like I said,
for there it does, but that's what I'm saying. In person, it just doesn't pop enough.
And what's bad too is when you see that color in person, the what is that, velocity blue or no antimatter blue? When you see pictures of it, it's black in almost every picture. Like cameras do not pick up this color.
Yeah, because there was a guy who actually had like the paint chips or something.
Well, there was one floating around town or in Michigan that they got a picture of, and it's
top 3.
Yep.
I'd have to say Rapid Red, and then not in any order. Rapid Red, Velocity Blue, and I think still Area 51.
That one there, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, let us know in the comments here, what are y'all's top three choices? Because I'm going to say right now, mine are, my top choice is Rapid Red right now. Which is, and once again, this one came out of the blue for me. Like when we were kind of fighting over Cactus Gray in Area 51, this was not in my wheelhouse of like, but I keep being drawn back to it, and in particular is, I'll show you that position right there. For some reason, when I see it in that position, and I do a lot of photography on cars, so I kind of know angles are my thing. I see that and I'm just like, man, that's so badass. That angle there, everything about that, the color, I think it looks great. So Rapid Red. Obviously, I fought for this color, though. I'll never have a say in this color. Cactus Gray, and man, this is tough. Probably Area 51.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because for one, and also we know we're gonna wrap this thing. We know it's gonna get some kind of wrap at some point.
Even if it's just clear.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely going to get some PPE on it. But I don't know. It is a classic color, and it is a throwback color. It's a very 60s kind of color.
I think it's a good compromise.
But this color here, God, this Cactus Gray pulls me in so much.
You know what this is? This color right here, Cactus Gray, is I was supposed to go to California after high school color. Because this is like surfer color.
Yeah.
This is like surfer van color.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I don't know. But if I'm going right now, though, it's there.
You're going Rapid?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite color.
Honestly, if we had to decide today, I'd probably go Rapid.
Over
probably
Area 51?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's a safer color.
Safer color? What do you mean?
I don't know. I just, like, I feel like we would get less tired of the red than we would the Area 51.
I do feel like this is one of those colors, like you were saying early on, that you could just be like, I'm kind of over this color. I mean, obviously, this thing is going to be fairly easy to wrap.
Yeah.
So we've wrapped your Xterra. That's not a problem. Do I want to spend at minimum $800 in wrapping at minimum just for the wrap, just for the product to do it? No, but any of these you can eventually change out colors. Yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking right now it's this. Obviously, we have till I think December 7th, and we will be probably there December 7th.
Well, and I think it depends on honestly what they're talking about color. Like if this is delayed, then we can't really wait, depending upon how far it's delayed as well. Like if it's because it's a premium color, does that mean that there's going to be a delay on it?
Right, and you're right. That does ultimately like if they said you can only have black or silver, I'm going to be like, well, I'm waiting.
Right. Yeah.
I'll
for
wait.
Sure.
But no, yeah, some of this and some of these I don't think will be a wait. But we definitely we'll find out December 7th. But we've still got to, guys, in the weeks to come. I got a few weeks before I have to put money down on this thing, and I've got to really figure out, is Black Diamond the best option for us? Because you guys, if you've watched the previous two, I've been heading towards the Badlands, and then I thought, well, I'll scale it down a little bit to Black Diamond. But is a base with the Sasquatch maybe you're going to save $3,000 or $4,000? Is in the scheme of things, does that $3,000 or $4,000 equate to more fun on the trails, or does that mean that you're less happy with the purchase? Because I've told you guys many times, in my opinion, don't stretch your household finances to the limit to buy this thing. But also, at the same point, if you want one of these and you're like, man, I really want that V6, but I'm going to have to compromise for that 4-cylinder, it's probably still a great motor. But don't buy one of these vehicles and then 6 months later go, damn it, I wish I would have got that. Like, and that's part of this here too, is to really work out the purchase before you do it, and know without a doubt that I'm going to be happy over the next 5 to 7 years in this vehicle, because that's probably what we're looking at with this thing. I'm not worried about that. Of this thing is the next 5 to 7 years of ownership. Yep. And that's why these color choices are super important to us. Let's see. Evil Game says, look at all that wheel clearance. Yeah. I will say there probably will be a 2-inch lift added to the Sasquatch because of the clearance that I've seen once you actually see them built. but that's easy. You could probably put at least an inch spacer lift on top of the coils and no problem on that. Before I let Kelly go, because you probably won't be on the next ones, but we've been fighting too much tonight.
Yeah, this is our fight.
Packages, Kelly. I want to get into this a little bit because bumpers and stuff like that. We know our friends in the community will probably build us something.
Right.
We'll hire out for some bumpers on this. There's nothing quite wrong with the front bumper, but it doesn't do a ton for me. But you can't do that on a Sasquatch at the moment.
Oh.
She's looking, at the paint protection film, and then it's only on the front quarter panels, hood, and
Seriously?
yeah.
Never mind.
For road chips and stuff like that. So let me fix this out just a little bit. We gotta edit a little bit because I want you guys to see the option list there. Probably like, Dave, I can't see you doing anything. All right, transition there. Bam. All right. So what they call bash plates and stuff, generally factory stuff, I'm like, nah. Like if I could not get this stuff but still get the Sasquatch package, like if I could save $1,500 with their goofy options of that,
yeah,
I would gladly save $1,500 and rather have true aftermarket handle some of this. Do we need an engine block heater?
No.
Oh well, Kelly's taking control of this. So remote start right away. She's like, I've got to have the remote start. Well, what the remote start gives you is the mid package. So seating, there's no real options on seating with this thing. Once again, there is the blue grab handle that I really wish they would.
Is that just on the passenger side?
No, it's all the way through. It's on both sides. You can see it on both sides. Ford, come on, man. Like they've taken enough heat about the seat options as is. Like, especially first editions. Like, I agree with a lot of the people bitching about first editions that it's not truly there's nothing unique about it. But anyways, what your push button gets you is we're gonna get some auxiliary switches. You get the dual controls for the let me put it here, we can see it. So your AC controls, you get dual controls, which you liked in your last vehicle. Which in this particular vehicle, I've said before, the door's probably going to be off of it a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a cool option in something a little more luxury. Whatever on this.
But it's nice in the winter.
Right.
Because that's a quick heat, and it's a quick cool thing in the summer, too.
Right.
Because you've got the dual zone.
Right. You get the power outlet in back, which our daughter suffers from a little bit of asthma and stuff, so she needs that actually is quite handy.
Yeah. We've actually done breathing treatments on the way to school in the morning. So
but you're going to get the Sync 4 with the enhanced voice recognition LCD. What I would like is that 12-inch screen. I'm not going to lie. I would love to have that 12-inch screen. But our last new vehicle had a 7-inch screen, and we're getting an 8-inch here. So I'm not like...
Right.
We
lived with that. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, we lived. But, and I've said it before, radios used to mean something to me. They all anymore is, as long as my Apple CarPlay or whatever, if I can get some kind of connectivity or if I have to plug in, like as long as it runs my phone, I don't care anymore about a radio. Once again, it would be cool to have that tablet of a monitor there, but I don't care.
Honestly, he bought some rink-a-dink radio for my Xterra and put it in.
Oh, that Amazon radio?
Yeah, whatever it is.
eBay special?
So yeah, if you hit music, it actually is in Japanese. That's already saved in there. So for me, like, truly, all I need is a good speaker system. Like, and I don't need speakers, but I just need a good system for it to sound good.
Right.
If I can use my Bluetooth, I'm good.
So yeah, I think see, you can see the grab handle right there all the way through. So we get that with that package, and there's the 4-cylinder, which for $1,800, it's not even an option for me. Like I thought the motor option would be $3,000. I really did, and maybe because there's been some hiccups with this website, but the V6, you don't get the manual option, which a manual for you would be.
I'm totally fine with that.
I like a manual. Once again, I like it in my sports cars. In my off-road vehicles, I'm there to enjoy myself, and I'm challenged enough just being out on the trail some days. So I'm not looking for that extra little bit of clutch replacement. Because,
Yeah, I've been with too many folks on the trails and it's not that they're bad drivers by any means. It's just sometimes you get into some sticky situations, and with a manual transmission, it's extra challenging. And I'm good enough with the challenge that we've got.
Right. So there's your mid package. You get the 2-door access with lock and unlock. Wow. Because you would expect,
Anything different.
your locks to work. The ambient foot lighting, I don't care. Like,
Care less about that.
yeah, that wasn't ever an option. Like, if you're buying the Outer Banks, you want the luxury package. I totally get that. This is a car to me that I don't care. Dual zone, which is important to you. Front row heated seats.
Those are glorious.
Yes. Now I will say, once you have some of these options and you lose them in my current vehicle, I don't have them. Yeah, I miss the heated seats because I would run those heated seats day or summer or winter. Sometimes it just felt good on your back,
Well, it's funny. I actually shared something on Facebook recently. It was like, this is 30 because you actually use your heated seats, which I'm over 30, but you use your heated seats for your back instead, your lower back pain instead. Because that's honestly, like, there would be days that I used my heated seats for my back pain in the morning.
Right.
So
you get the remote starting system available only with automatic transmission, which I want to say that I think that's in the app itself, what they're calling the remote start. So there'll be an app with this that you can tell it to start your vehicle, which is super nice in the winter. Once again, we're in Middle Tennessee. It's not like we suffer from extreme colds, but we'll get into January, 1st of February. We got about a month can be in the 20s. And so having that is super nice. Other than that,
well, and I like to run really tight on time too, so it's really nice to be able to do that and be able to take our daughter to school and not have to worry about windows defrosting and things like that, mirrors defrosting.
This you get the reverse sensing system, which is just a little
Backup
sonar
sensor.
back air. I want to say it has the backup camera with it too.
I was gonna say, and that's another thing that we had on the Titan that I was just like, oh man, you didn't know that you really needed it
So you don't have it
until you don't have it anymore.
Ford Copilot 360, which is like autonomous, not fully autonomous, but lane assist. I think a little bit of that. I'm whatever on that. I've done some driving with the vehicles with some of that stuff, and it's kind of cool at first, but other than that, I guess once you get used to it, maybe.
Well, but we're not commuters,
Yeah,
so for
that's
some
true.
people, I think people that commute long ways, I think it makes a big difference.
Right.
But for us,
That's
we
true.
don't commute.
You get connected navigation with a 90-day trial pinch to zoom capability, which I have once again, navigate guys in the car industry, stop. I'm never going to use your navigation system. I have a better one that's updated.
Just install Waze on my vehicle for me.
I have a better one on my phone that's updated constantly versus I'm not paying you $250 for the new chip to put in there to go, oh.
Yeah.
It's in our Titan, rarely. For one, you can't use, and I'm sure this is the same way, you couldn't use it when the vehicle's in motion. So if we were trying to hey, could you find this real quick?
He's driving down the road, and I'm trying to put an address in, and he would have to come to a stop for me to be able to put an address in. But yet I can do that on my phone just fine as a passenger. Safely. That's what I'm saying. As a passenger in the vehicle, to not be able to do that, I get their thought behind it because they're thinking the driver's not paying attention. But there's 4 other seats in the vehicle. So it's, it's not just the driver.
Right. And so with this Copilot 360 package, you're getting the auto high beam headlamps, which I've monkeyed with these a little bit, and I like it a lot. You've not got to mess with the vehicle with this, where it'll automatically dim the lights when traffic's coming in. Blind spot warning, which was nice in our last vehicle. The lane keep, once again, I'm hit or miss on that. Emergency braking, stuff like that was really nice. Yes. Rear view camera and backup assist grid. So yeah, I think that's for what I've went over. I think those were I knew those were the things that
I would need.
Yes. Which for $1,500,
yeah,
not a big deal. But so guys, just say no.
Just in electronic nannies.
Yes, I would agree.
So Rapid Red, Velocity Blue, Area 51.
Nice. I like them
Iconic
colors.
silver ×3.
Wow.
So you have no other choice. Just
So
the iconic
Ethan
silver
knows
for you.
exactly. He knows exactly what he wants. Let's switch this up just a minute. There we go. So Kelly, are you kind of excited? I've been like I've worn this decision out. Like you guys, you get a lot of it on YouTube here, but
Yeah.
I'm really like wearing myself out with this
He is, and I'm a car girl. Like, I dig it. I dig the idea that we're going to get the Bronco. I dig the idea that I don't have to go to that ugly Jeep truck to make you happy.
Oh yeah, so we need to get into that here. We need a front view on this one because all right, so a few weeks ago, like everybody, like I
digress.
I was getting frustrated. I was getting so frustrated by the people online reading because as a journalist, I want to keep up with what everybody's thinking on these vehicles. Obviously, nobody's gotten one yet. Even Jay Leno, who's going to have a video coming out this week, he can't drive it. Like, there's no real actual driving impressions allowed on this vehicle right now. So, other than just keeping up with what people think and what they're kind of excited about for me to want to talk to you guys about, it's kind of like there's not a lot to...
It's an even playing field.
Yeah, and so these forums, man, just some of the questions that are constantly asked.
They should just have like 5 questions pinned at the top
Yep.
and say this is where you answer your
Yes.
response to this, and
Yes.
this, because it's literally the same 5 or 6 questions.
I think the one's got
if it's even that many.
35,000 people in it now, which is awesome. By the way,
It's great.
That's great.
But it's the same stupid questions over and over again.
Yes.
I'm sorry, there are no stupid questions, is what they say.
Well, when you see like somebody asks, well, is 35 the largest tire you can put on this thing? And like you see it literally like 3 minutes later, a new one, bam, same thing, bam, same thing, bam. And then these people like the Bronco crowd too is you've got a bunch of old school off-road guys.
Yes.
That no BS. They want this thing. They want to go have fun in it. They know they're going to, if it breaks down, they're going to go fix it themselves in their garage. That's them. And then you have
They've
this...
planned for this.
Yes,
they know they're getting it.
And now there's sort of this newer overland kind of crowd, which not shitting on the overland guy because they made things like this happen by just getting into the off-road world, to show interest in off-road vehicles. But those are people that generally aren't going to fix it themselves.
Right.
And they have a lot of questions. They're used to a vehicle already being out that people have worked through some of these problems.
And we're talking noob overlanders.
Yeah.
We're not talking about those that are tried and true.
A lot of Jeep guys in there too, Wrangler people. And man, just the constant fighting. And I've thrown in a few snippy comments and I've had to back away because
Yes,
I don't,
yeah.
as somebody who covers this market, I don't need to be faced out there being the guy that's not a troll, but like feeding the trolls. And so,
let me tell you, 10 years ago, this would be a whole different conversation.
yes, it would be. Before I got paid to cover these things, it'd be a lot different.
Yeah.
But like I told Kelly, I was like, I've had enough. I need a new vehicle for content. Let's just go buy a Jeep. And I would have went and probably bought a Gladiator. I would have went because I priced some Rubicons and then I priced some JLs. I probably would have got the JL because that would have been more up your alley. But I could have went right then because I was so frustrated with seeing people like fight with each other and just like over something that nobody other than Ford employees can know anything really about. Now we can all see pictures of these things underneath and, you can go, okay, yeah, I
speculate.
I bet you can easy fix do this. If we're going to lift it, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I was so done. And I want the Bronco really, really bad, but the new community that is Bronco was like, I was just like...
He did. He actually told me, he said, I don't know. I don't know that I want this vehicle if this is the people I have to deal with some of these noobs.
Right.
And it's not the... It's
not hateful
the old,
saying noob
no,
either.
it's not. It's just... It's people that have, like he said, it's people that have questions that there are no answers for yet. These vehicles are not out yet.
And then people giving them answers that they...
And they're headstrong on their answers, too,
Yeah.
of like, this is it's going to be this, this, and this. And if you came from the forum world, you kind of saw that in the forum world, too, where it was, you had Joe over here that swears he knows everything about everything. Well, you've got John over here that swears he knows everything, and it's a battle of who's right, and you're seeing that.
And ultimately, the thing with old school forums was you kind of, not that there was an alpha, but there was always an old timer that you knew if you had
Actually
a question. Yeah, he'd well documented with this. The Facebook forums is like and this is nothing new to any of you guys. I'm sure you all know it, but it's like an effing nightmare to deal with because, like, it's weird. Like, people use their real name on Facebook.
Yes.
You would think, okay, there's some credibility to if you're going to use their real name. In forums, it was some made up avatar name or something. I don't know what it was about that like I knew like Xterra 04. I knew that guy. I knew his like credibility, something I could track that dude better. But oh my God, but yes, there was a point where I was almost done with this. I was just like, so I've had to really back away.
And I told him, I said, just let it be. It's new. It's, and all these people in this group are not all going to be buying a Bronco. There are trolls out there that just want to come in and stir the pot. So, like he said, he had to back away just a little bit, and I have to pull him off his troll a little bit sometimes.
But so that's kind of where Kelly's with the Bronco right now, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's fun. I probably worked through some things for you too about colors that maybe you haven't sat down and really thought about. But in a week or so, we'll do another one of these, and once again, this is every week I do one till we go put money down. And my Ford dealership's been really cool about saying, hey, if you want to document it, come on, let's. Once again, I'm not giving you my social security number or date of birth or any of the, my PIN number on anything, but you'll get to see pretty much anything that it comes to buying this thing. Bam, you'll get to see it. And the cool thing about Ford on their website too is it's like ordering a pizza. So it'll show order placed, and there's a little dot like the pizza's on its way. And so that's going to be hard to, once you order it, it's going to be hard to be like, the dot's not moving.
For the record, we haven't built a house because he goes, you can't see progress once the walls go up. You're just going to think these walls go up real quick, and then you're just going to be like, so that's how I compare building this vehicle to building a house. I've been told we are not building a house right now because my emotions can't handle it, essentially. To see the walls go up and then not be able to move in for 4 more months.
Yeah,
so
who needs presidential elections for anxiety when you've got Broncos that you got to worry about? But once again, so I will document this all the way through. We'll have, once again, these weekly videos are going to come up. Was there any questions that you saw or anything, Kelly?
Yeah, you wanted to respond to Fly Track.
Oh, yes. Hey, the TFL does a year review, and Scotty does a decade review on his Camry. Well, if you're new to the channel, I think y'all know or don't know that, like, Scotty is the scum of the earth, and he's probably a super nice dude that lives in my state now, unfortunately.
Does he really?
Yes. But the guy is total clickbait central and barely knows of what any he's talking about. He's a shade tree mechanic somehow, that because he has a shirt that says Scotty on it, somehow people go, well, he knows what he's talking about. The dude does nothing but talks and fusses about everything that's not that Corolla or Camry from 1992.
For those that don't know, that's really easy to get made.
Yes.
T-shirt.
Or a
shirt.
But and TFL, I have no problems with TFL, man. They actually do, they do some long-term stuff, and they're buying a lot of their vehicles now, and they're at the point where YouTube money-wise and stuff, they can actually do that. But we'll get there one day with this, and but we will document at least 3 years of ownership of this vehicle. So if you're waiting down the road, you're like, because I have seen some people that go, I'm gonna wait a couple years.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
We're going to be the channel for you on that. So, So all right, guys, any other...
Are you sure you don't want the new Hummer EV 1000 HP Super Truck?
No, David. I think I'm good without an electric vehicle right now.
Hey, Ronald, I waved. I don't know if you saw me. Hey.
I should invite Scotty for a show. Oh, man. Once again, I'm sure Scotty is a super, super nice dude, but
he's not everybody's
I don't wave my arms around enough like this and like
stop it.
Like talk. Oh my God, that's a whole nother show. That is a whole nother show. We will get into that.
See, you got him on a soapbox. Way to go.
All right, guys. So from all things all-terrain, whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or whatever you drive, Kelly, it was awesome having you on the show tonight.
Well, thanks for having me.
And
thanks for making me be there.
Yeah, she was fighting this one.
Well, he actually came down and said, "Hey, I think we should do this tonight." And I said, "Meh." And then I saw I was tagged on Facebook, so it was all over.
So, oh man, we are. What are we, Kelly?
We're out?
Out. Peace, everybody. See y'all Monday.